What's happening, fishing friends? Today we are taking a look at Daiwa's newest entry into the $99 reel category, the Dia Arid 80. Now, if you're new to the channel, as with all my reviews, I'll give a close-up on all the features of the reel. I'll compare it to some similar reels on the market, and then since I've used it for the past couple months, I'll give my thoughts on the pros and cons of this reel. So, enough yapping, let's take a closer look. Starting with the features. Now, this is a $99 reel, as I said, and I think the days of the aluminum frame reels at $99 are probably gone. Everything's gone up. We'll talk about that here in a minute when we compare, but $99 for graphite frame, graphite side plates. They call it composite, but same thing. This reel comes in at 7 ounces and only comes in a 7.5 to 1, as shown there, and that brings in 29.7 inches per turn, so just under 30 inches for every one turn of the handle. To remove the side plate, it's just got the little deal there that you pull off, and you can see the spool there. This does hold 110 yards of 12-pound monofilament. Has 11 pounds of drag, and the star drag does click. Spool tension does not click, but it is nice and tight. That's the thing I care about. I don't care if they click or not, as long as they're nice and tight so you're not accidentally hitting this and moving it, which with this one you're not, and you can see there it's kind of like knurled, serrated, so you get a good grip on it. It's got a 7+1 bearing system. With bearings, I don't look a ton into that because it depends on where they put them and what kind they are, but it's pretty smooth overall. I wouldn't say, it's the smoothest reel ever, but a lot of these at this price point, I would say it's pretty comparable to most of them. And it's got a 90mm handle with some handles that look awfully familiar. As I said, when we do some comparing here and talk about it, we'll look into it more. But as we crack this open, this is my big thing with it. This has kind of been the reel that I've loved to hate because it hasn't given me any issues. It's casted well. I've caught plenty of fish on it. It's been a nice little reel, feels well in hand, but my problem is the brakes and this thing. Now, maybe this is because I'm a reel nerd, but they talk about MagForce brakes on here. Now, to me, MagForce brakes, when you think about a Daiwa reel, for example, like this Tatula CT, MagForce brakes are these. It's got the induction cone, and then look on the side plate here, these gray things, these are magnets. So that cone goes in and out of these magnets as you cast, it moves. Some of these don't move. There's different types of MagForce brakes. There's MagForce Z, Z Boost, all these different things, but it's got this cone and you see how that moves, and that, to me, these are the best brakes on the market. In my opinion, Daiwa's got the best brakes. I feel like I always set it around like between 8 and 10 on almost all my Daiwa Baitcasters, and you can just sling it into the wind, doesn't matter. MagForce brakes, these kind, are absolutely awesome. But it upset me that that Daiwa is calling these the MagForce brakes, because when they were at iCast, that was what they were talking about. Yeah, this has MagForce brakes, blah, 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 and I'm like, I got this and cracked it open. I'm like, wait a minute. These are just regular magnetic disc brakes, just like you'd see in this Abu Garcia Revo Max X, whatever they called it. I forget. Awesome reel, great little budget reel, $50. You could find this on sale. I know it's gone up now, but yeah, same magnetic brakes. So that's the part that really bothered me. Not that they're just the regular magnetic brakes, just say that's what they are, but these to me aren't MagForce brakes. So I'm not sure what the deal is with this. I mean, my Daiwa elitist can, I guess, correct me, but I always thought these were MagForce. I've never heard them called anything else. We'll talk about this in a second when we compare, but that was what kind of upset me, because this Tatula CT is going to be replaced by the Tatula X, which is the new version of this coming out. And at iCast, they're like, yeah, this one has the MagForce brakes, but this new Tatula X, it has some upgraded MagForce brakes. I'm like, what? So that's a quick rundown of the features on it. Again, nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy, pretty, standard reel, but it's felt pretty darn good. That's the thing, is I can't knock it because it casts well, it's performed well, it's comfortable in hand. But let's get to comparing these. I know I've already kind of been doing that, but let's get to the second part. So how does this compare to some of the other reels? This is the Daiwa, another one of my favorite budget reels, the Daiwa CC80. Now this CC80 used to be $59 with tariffs and everything. This one just went up to $79, which stinks because at $59 it was a great buy. Look for sales. You could get it, under $50. So that was supposed to be the big new thing at iCast, this Tatula 80. It's got this smaller 80 frame size, all this and that stuff. This already existed. I was pretty let down when I got it because I thought it was going to have like a revamped, smaller frame over these old ones. And these have been out for some time. These are made in China. These are not made in Japan, at the Daiwa factory. It's some OEM made in China. So that's what I thought. I thought these were just like an OEM reel that they pulled in to kind of fill that budget space, because the Daiwa Fuego used to be $100. That went up. They introduced these a while back. There was like a CC80, a CR80, a number of different prices, but to me, for the price, this was the best one at $50. So these things look, well, eerily similar. The handles, like I said, remember those handles? They're the exact same ones on here, this flat kind of rubbery handle. There's nothing wrong with them, but same thing as here. Pull the side plate off both of these and look at that. There's no difference. And if you go look at all these old ones, the CC80, CR80, all these, whatever, you know, kind of more budget price ones, they never talk about mag force brakes in there, but they call it mag force brakes on this Arid 80. So I think it's a misconception or a misconstrued, misleading, that's the word I was looking for, sorry. A misleading marketing deal by Daiwa. And I love Daiwa. I'm a huge Daiwa fan, but I think this is a little shady, calling these mag force brakes. No. In fact, if I take the spool out of both of these, they look eerily similar. Will this fit? Huh. Look at that. And they say it's got some new like LC concept. What do they call it? Well, in the description online, they say it has a mag force and LC concept brake. Looks to be the same daggum spool that was in the old ones. So at $99, how does it compare to some of the other ones? Well, like I said, for the Tatula, so this one went up. This is now $50 more, and this has been a great reel. The frame of it is a little bit bigger. I know that's something that people don't like with some of the Tatulas is you can see they're a little bit larger frame on it. This is what they call an 80 size frame. Some of the Tatulas are a little bit longer, a little bit bigger in the hand. I know some people don't like that, but the Tatula CT, you get the actual mag force brakes, you get the T-wing system, which this does not have, and you get an aluminum frame, but you do get these sissy handles. I hate those. So for $50 more, I would definitely go with the Tatula CT. Those have been great reels. Now, like I said, for budget stuff, $99 reel, versus $59. I think this is like 60 something now, 69 maybe. For the price, I mean, to me, there's not much of a difference. You look at them side by side, frames basically the same, very close, you know, line holding, smoothness, all about the same. Same thing when I talk about this, 59 compared to this thing, basically the same deal. As I said, I think the days of the aluminum framed $99 reels is over. I think they have a CA80, which looks just like these, same deal, has an aluminum frame, I think, for 110. I've not used that one. But then there's the SLX. SLX is, I think, 115 now, probably the smoothest of all the $100 reels. Good, you know, frame fit in size. This they call 150 size, but you compare that to what Daiwa was calling an 80 size, and yeah, now you can see why I'm kind of confused on some of this. And that's the tough part with a lot of these companies. They don't have like a standard sizing. So it's like all companies call this 80 size, 100 size, 100. Like it gets confusing. And sometimes the frame size can be different than the spool size. Like it might be a 100 size frame, but a 200 size spool inside. So a lot of that can get confusing. But anyway, yeah, those two compared side by side look pretty same. Okay, so let's look at it overall. After getting this out and using it for the past couple months, what do I think are some of the pros and cons? Well, number one, I would say, is castability. It was super easy to dial in. It's just got your regular brake dial over here. As you can see, your free and max. So I have had it closer to the max side, almost all the way up, but I didn't have any backlash issues. That was in the wind, throwing a crankbait. This is actually what I had tied on this last. I've been throwing pretty much all moving baits with it, crankbaits, some single hook baits like chatterbait and stuff, but have not had any issues with castability. But with that being said, neither did I with this one. But if you pick it up, you know, there's a sale or something, you're like, man, is this going to be okay for a beginner? Yes, absolutely. Easy to use, easy to dial in, no problems there. The second thing is the fit in hand. It's a familiar size. It's not too big, in my opinion, not too small. Like I said, with some of the Daiwa reels, they do get a little bit bigger, a little bit longer type frame. I know some people don't like, but this is pretty close to, like I was showing, the SLX, some of the older Abus, that type of thing. It's a pretty familiar deal, and I do like that they took this cheap chrome thing off, because I had one of these, the C something 80, the maroon one, and this piece like come up, all it is glued on. I can't get this one off, thank goodness, but the piece come up and you could kind of like feel the corner of it. With this one, they did get rid of that, so fit in hand, there's nothing here to mess with it. Now on to the cons. Number one, again, it really upsets me that at $99, not a graphite frame, and I know in the industry that's probably not going to be a thing, but getting as close to that $100 price point and having an aluminum frame is a big deal to me, because you can go up, you know, 15, 20, up to 150 bucks, and you're getting an aluminum frame reel. So if you fish a lot, an aluminum framed reel is just going to last you longer. I'm sorry. People say, oh, it doesn't make a difference, this and that. But I mean, there's just a few screws holding this in. And when you start to fight a big fish or you're throwing big baits, you can kind of get a little bit of flex in it. Now, I haven't noticed it with this. Like I said, I've been throwing crankbaits and stuff, so a pretty soft rod. But if you throw like a Texas rig or jig and you're hitting those fish hard and really grinding them in, you'll kind of feel like some movement, some flex from these feet, because these are graphite too. So you'll feel a little bit of that flex in it. Oh yeah, I guess it does say made in China there too. But you'll get a little bit of that flex in it, and over time you'll get some misalignment there with the pinion and the main gear, and you kind of feel it, and then it'll get that real grindy feel to it. Now the second thing is, what was the need for this in the lineup? So I actually went out and looked real quick, and the CC80 is now $79. They've got the CR80, which is $89, so $99 for this Arid, and then $109 for that CA80 with the aluminum frame. They all look the same, all frame deals, so 4 reels, each one at $10 price points. That's something I've talked about before that upsets me. What the heck is the need for all these at these prices? I don't get it. And the last and biggest thing, maybe this is just because I'm a gear nerd, but it really upsets me that they're calling this MagForce brakes. Never have they before. To me, this is not MagForce. To me, that's misleading. That's misleading marketing. These are just regular old magnetic brakes. You know, when I talk about MagForce and you think about Daiwa, that good cone, the thing that you can cast into the wind, and they're just great. So in my opinion, kind of upsets me. Like I said, go look at any of these other ones. They don't call those MagForce. So what's the marketing deal with this? All right, fishing friends, so that brings us to the conclusion. What are my final thoughts on this, the Daiwa Arid 80? Is it a reel that I would run out and buy again? No. My reasoning behind it. I want to make it very clear that I've not had any issues with this. The reel has performed well. Like I said, it casted really well. I didn't have backlash issues, good in hand, all that stuff. But minus some cosmetics, maybe a couple more bearings, I don't see how it's different than this CC80, the $79 reel. Like I said, used to be 50 bucks. I don't get the big difference. It's got the same magnetic brakes, same handle, same fit in hand. I think it's a bit misleading that they're using the marketing terms of MagForce brakes, all that I've already covered. At $99, I think if you spend just a little bit more, you can get an aluminum frame reel. Some other reels that I like better. Again, not that there was anything wrong with this. If you find this on sale for 70 bucks or something, yeah, cool. 50 bucks, some half off deal, absolutely. But the problem is, I think there's other reels that are close enough to that, put a little bit more money with it, and you can get more bang for your buck, especially if you fish a lot. Now, if you find a good sale on this, you don't fish a ton, a graphite frame reel, you're not gonna notice it as soon. But if you fish, every weekend, 2-3 times a week, something like that, in my opinion, you're better off getting an aluminum frame reel. So comment below, let me know, what are your thoughts on this? Have you looked at this one? Did you even care? It's got the Daiwa name, but in my opinion, it doesn't have all the Daiwa features for being at $100. So I don't know. I would like to hear your thoughts with, tariffs and stuff going up. Do you have a favorite reel at that $100-ish price point? I think probably the SLX will still be the champ. I think it's $115 with an aluminum frame reel. Great reel, smooth. The LFS went up to like, what, $139? Something like that from 99 bucks. Absolutely absurd. I've got another Abu Garcia one that I think could be a contender as well. I want to say $59 or 60 bucks, which, hey, in this day and age. So more reviews coming soon. Comment below and let me know your thoughts on it. Subscribe, fishing friend, all y'all. Probably, Daiwa is king, my guy, always in the lives. I know he's a big Daiwa fan. I would be interested in your thoughts on this, my friend. I don't know. I don't know that it holds the same Daiwa love as I have for some of the other ones, because it's, kind of just an OEM reel. Not a bad reel, but yeah, I don't know. So anyway, comment below. Love y'all. Thanks for watching, and until next time.